Oh my gosh, my producer just revealed he's Batman and I have no idea what to do now. Hi, I'm Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. I'm not wearing sunglasses because I'm celebrity, although I play one on TV. um, but because I was kayaking today and I flew into a bee, which being psychic, I knew was going to happen. Hmm. Sadly, the bee did not. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is Peri Lyons. You're watching Moonstruck TV and listening to A1R Psychic Radio. We are the biggest metaphysical network in the world, possibly in any world. We're still working on finding that out. But I think I'll take these out. But just be warned, one of my eyes is going to look bigger than the other. Okay, now that you've calmed down. So, we're about to do, but by we, I mean me. I'm very glad you're here, by the way. And some shout outs to some of our regulars. I just wanted to say to my friend Jennifer, welcome to the world, to Ilya, her beautiful grandson. I wanted to say happy birthday to my sister, who's not only a regular, but my sister, Tony, who just had a birthday. And happy anniversary to my brother David and his beautiful wife Amanda. He's American, she's British, and they were married on the 4th of July. So I'm a little early, but it's already the 4th of July over there. And to all my new listeners and watchers, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have a lot of fun and accuracy and love and charm and who knows, possibly pixies together. There's a reason I say possibly pixies. Before I get to the psychic weather, I do the psychic tarot weather every week. It's only 3 cards, doesn't take that long, and it's just like regular weather, except less damaging to crops. Okay. Um, I just wanted to tell you this story that happened last week. It was Midsummer Eve, and well, week before last. And I decided, I don't have enough to do with pixies. That's my problem. My problem is I'm not interacting enough with the elementals who live in the woods, and I'd like to have them come and live at the bottom of my garden. I have fairies in the bottom of my garden. Um, so I don't know. I'd had a little celebratory champagne with my next door neighbors. Who knows why I did this, but I went into the woods behind my little house and I sang songs to the pixies, the dryads, the naiads, the nymphs. There's wimps. There's no such thing as a wimp. It's like a nymph, except it's much wimpier. Um, so I went out and sang them a song. Come to my house, come live in my garden, come play, come be my friend. I sort of sound a little like a soppier, very, very oriented version of Mr. Rogers. And that's a straight liner. I want you to just ignore it. Okay. So I went out and I sang to the pixies and I made a little pixie like welcome to my garden. I love my garden. If you have a garden, you know what I'm talking about. You get addicted. You get even when you realize that most flowers are thugs. My morning glories are currently out there mugging my cantaloupe in order to get like protection compost. Um, it's not pretty, but it is pretty. So where were we? So I sang to the pixies, and then I made them this little sort of pixie shrine. Not a shrine to pixies, a shrine for pixies. I put a lot of uh, hi, Doug in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be with you in 3 minutes. I'm going to finish the pixie story and do the psychic tarot weather. While I'm doing that, what I'd like you to do is to take a deep breath and let it out through your mouth like this, like you're either being very rude or blowing out a birthday candle or both. And do that a couple of times until we talk. I want you to calm down your vagus nervous system, not VEGAS. That's the vagus nervous system, which is a nervous system that enables you to wake up in a city in Nevada with a bunch of sex workers and 10 years of your life is gone. But let's get back to what I was saying. I went out saying to the pixies, I made a little shrine for the pixies with pretty shiny things. I put out a little tiny martini because I had some gin in the house. And I did that 3 nights in a row. And the morning after the third night, you do the math, I woke up and not only was the little fairy martini gone, as it had been every morning when I checked, there was a 1.5 foot long red and white hawk feather laid right across the shrine, which, believe me, none of my neighbors would do. Trust me on this. This is my place in Maryland, not my place in New York. And it might as well have had the words, "Thank you for your business," engraved on it. It was a thank you note from the fairies. And I thought, oh, how wonderful. And then the next 2 nights, I ran out of gin. Don't ask why. um, No, I'm not a 19th century prostitute in London, which is what I think of when I think of gin. Let's just leave that whole road gone down. Anyway, so I went out the third night after I'd forgotten to put out the pixie martinis, and the feather was gone. They'd taken back the bloody feather. So, and just for future reference, if you're on a date and you say, I have to be home before midnight because I have to put out martinis for the pixies, it's not a good look. Just trust me on this one. Okay, we're going to do thank you for listening. This has been the Peri Lyons show right before she was committed. Okay. The first card is a Princess of Wands card. I use cards from all different packs. I'm not one of those people who sleeps with their little tarot deck, in a little silk pouch under their pillow, because I just throw all of my tarot cards in one big glamorous bucket. So this is the first one, which looks slightly soft porny, if you ask me, but you didn't. The Princess of Wands. I think if you're a woman and you're watching this, or if you're a man and you're watching this, you're going to activate a very vital sort of young girl part of yourself. If you're a woman, that means you might be feeling a kind of aliveness, a kind of freshness, a kind of libido-ness that you haven't felt for a long time. You're going to feel more creative and outgoing. If you're a man, same thing. Also, if you're non-binary, the world is your oyster, basically. So this can also mean that somebody in your life, a younger woman, possibly even a child, but probably a younger woman, is going to be showing up and bringing you some joy. Who knows? I do. That's why I'm here. Okay, another slightly soft porn card. This card is the angel. It's Isabella, the angel of timing. And if you didn't know there's an angel of timing who looks like a centerfold, now you do. Okay, Isabella, the angel of timing, is saying this is exactly the right time to begin that project. I don't know about you, but I really needed to see and hear this card today. She says the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectations. And I'm going to add to this, do the work. Don't be a wanker, do the work. Okay, last card this is a really interesting card, especially for those of us who are back in the dating scene again, she says, playing provocatively with her hair. Doug, don't go away. I'm almost there for you. Doug, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Bless you, my child. Almost done. I love you, Doug. You're awesome. Okay. I love Canadians. All my best friends in New York are Canadian, except for the one who lives in Mexico. Anyway, so the last card, and this is the beginning of this week, middle of this week, end of this week. So this is next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The King of Cups is somebody with either, if you're a guy, it means that you're thinking about somebody romantically, possibly somebody from your past. If you're a woman, somebody from your past is going to be showing up. He might be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, or he might also be, if he's not any of those, he might be an artist of some kind, or a writer, or a musician. All of which case, just run like hell. Just trust me. This is 20 years of. Anyway, no. If he's a writer or an artist or musician, that's wonderful. And if you're a man, if you're non-binary, all of this applies to you. I've got to go non-binary. It's the way, man. However, this card means if you're a woman, somebody from your past is coming back romantically into your life, possibly a little unexpectedly. If you're a man, you are suddenly feeling unexpectedly romantic about somebody from your past. She might be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And now we're done. That was it. I love doing that. It's so much fun. Doug, thank you for waiting. Yes, you rule. How are you?
Good.
Doug, oh, good. I like to connect to people through their birthdays. I'm so glad you showed up. You've got such a nice energy. So tell me what day your birthday is, and then tell me your question.
April 26, 1961.
Oh, so you have the same birthday as, different year, but same birthday as Jemima Kirk, who is the star of that show Girls. She was the gorgeous British one. I love Taurus. Oh, Taurus men. Ooh, hubba hubba.
Mm-hmm.
And how can I? So you're also year of the cat. No, I'm sorry, you're year of the ox. So you're probably pretty successful. So how can I help you, my love?
Well, I'm just curious. if I've decided that maybe I'll stay single. I'm not sure if I'll be into a relationship with anybody ever again. I do have a lot of surroundings, people, followers, and stuff, but the fact remains is I'm quite happy the way I am. And do I want to stain that with bringing somebody else in or ruin their life type thing?
Well, ideally, everybody brings baggage to a relationship, right? And you either trip over each other's baggage or you help each other unpack in a careful and loving way, right? Um,
Yeah.
Before I say the next thing, I'm going to tell you that one of the happiest couples I ever met, I was at this party and this couple was there and they radiated love, joy, happiness, compatibility. They just radiated it. It was frankly a little annoying for those of us who were single at the time. And I finally said, I know there's a backstory here. What's your story? Because you guys, how long have you been married? Because they were both Marines. So they said 8 years. I'm like, and this is still going on? What's wrong with you? And they said, no. The day before we met each other, we each sort of said, okay, you know what? I'm single. I'm not meeting the right person. Maybe I'll never meet the right person. Maybe I love my life exactly the way it is. And maybe I'm okay with that. The next day, and they'd each done this separately without knowing each other. The next day they met each other. I think what you're saying right now, the reason I'm getting retold this story by my guides is because you are going to meet somebody. It's not going to be till next year. You might bump into them at a cocktail party or something around the holidays, but I don't think you'll meet him, her, or they, or them until January or February of next year. And I think at that point, you'll have decided, I love my life. I love being single. And then this person will come along and you add so much fun and joy and inspiration to each other's lives that it's not a like, oh my God, do I have to spend the rest of my life picking up this person's socks kind of thing. It's more it's a joy and a privilege and an honor to spend time with this person. Maybe I want to, what's that thing from an old Mel Brooks comedy routine where he was a caveman and the interviewer asked him about caveman marriage. He said, well, marriage was really simple. You both climbed up and you sat back to back with each other on top of a high mountain and you both looked out for saber-toothed tigers on your sides. And you got married when the woman said, how long do you want to do this for? And the guy said, forever. And then you were married. So what I'm saying is, I think you have very high standards, and I think you should. You deserve high standards. You also want a conversational companion because you're smart. You're not just smart, you're pretty intellectual. You want somebody you can have civil discourse about politics with. You want somebody you can tell dumb jokes with. And you're also a catch. From where I'm sitting, you are a catch. And I'm sitting in what seems to be the Sistine Chapel, so that's pretty high praise indeed. Does that help at all? So what I'm saying is, I think you'd be single for a little while longer. I think it's sort of part of the plan for you that at the minute that all neediness of any kind is like whoop, tweaked out of you, is the moment that somebody's going to come up and say, hi, Doug. Maybe they'll use the other shoulder. Hi, Doug, like that. I don't know if you're watching or listening, but I was doing a cute shoulder thing for you. Does that help?
Yeah.
Am I talking too much?
Oh yeah, no, you're doing great.
Thanks. Well, you're a lot of fun to read for. You got great energy, and as I said, whoo, Taurus man.
Yeah, I don't know where I can throw in some information, but you're doing awesome.
Thank you. Feel free to throw some now. I've got 3 more minutes to my next caller, and I'm all yours until then, body and soul.
I was married with a woman for 37 years.
Yeah.
She died in front of me at 36 years, and I got her back to breathing, and got her back to living, and got her to the hospital. And she was never the same again. She was never the same again. She didn't remember any of our life. So I spent the next 7 years alone, and I'm all right with it. But I moved, and I'm starting a fresh life out, stuff like that. And I paint and I write. That's all I do now. Because I got MS.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I write. I paint, but you don't want to see what I paint. So I think in the psychic tarot weather that I just did, the last card was a man who is artistically inclined, who is going to unexpectedly find a romantic partner. I think that's you. I'm not sure it's going to be this week, but I think that was about you. I really do. I'm not just whistling. I'm not kidding, basically.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
Yeah, and I think you're also, you know a lot about poetry. You know a lot about art. Wish you lived closer, dude. But you're catch. And there is a woman out there who is age appropriate. It shouldn't have to be. You do what the hell you want. If it's a woman, I'm going to guess women are your thing. And I think she's smart. She's been a little beaten down, but she's still got a glow and an inner fire that is going to attract you. And she's just going to, you guys are going to recognize each other. I can almost, if I was God, I'd have better shoes, but I can almost guarantee that. I really can. So have a great time being yourself, and then just keep your eyes open around the holidays. Who knows? Maybe even tomorrow. Okay, my love? Does that help?
Yeah,
I'm so glad you called. Thank you. Yay. All right, sweetie. I've got another caller waiting, but I'm so glad you called. And you're a cat. She's a lucky girl.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
I get the best people here. I really do. They're so good that I'm going to put my sunglasses on again. There. No, that looks really goofy. Okay. All right. Who is our next caller? And Haley, I love that name. Haley, you're calling from Alabama, right?
Yes.
Hi, Haley. It's nice to meet you.
Nice
When's your birthday?
September 10th.
Oh, September or December?
September.
Oh, you're Virgo. We're opposites. I love Virgos. Virgos are the most misunderstood. I do. They're the most misunderstood sign. People think you guys are about like having obsessive compulsive disorder. Totally not. You guys are about like taking beautiful ideals and bringing them into reality. You guys are about purity and idealism. Doesn't make for an easy life, but makes you very nice to be around. How can I help you today, my angel?
Well, I really don't know. I'm new to this whole thing, so I was really just looking for like a general reading, I guess.
Okay. Great, baby. Let me see what I can do. Do you mind telling me what year you were born? You don't have to.
What year was I born? 92.
Oh, you're just a baby. I'm shoes older than you. Please. Well, it makes sense. There's been a lot. Woo! This is almost the first time in your life you've had a chance to take a deep breath, look around, and see what your actual dreams are. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's confusing because sometimes when we have too much freedom, it's like, now what? Which I think is kind of where you are to a certain extent. And I think that you're very good with, it's funny, you're very shy and you're very good with people. How does that work? Is that true? Feels true.
I haven't quite figured that one out myself yet.
Okay, but I'm on the right track here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You also, I think, recently lost a loved one, and I'm sorry. I really am.
Yes.
I mean, the last 3 years, but it was somebody really close, and I'm sorry. And I think that really knocked you for a loop. Grief sneaks up on us at weird times. I think you're just getting out of the grief cycle, to be honest with you. Is that true?
Some days are a lot better than others.
Yeah. But I'm very sorry for your loss. I really am. I hate it when people say that because it's such a cliche. But I'll tell you what you'd be really good at. You're good with people, and you're good at managing people because you're good at managing people without them catching on that they're being managed. Is that correct? Have you had like boss jobs before or admin jobs? Yeah.
Yes.
You're really good with people. I think you should be in HR. I think that's if you want to take classes at night for your other talents. Can you sing or are you just musical?
I can't sing, but I love to sing. It's kind of like my therapy.
Yeah, that's what that's kind of, I couldn't actually say Can you sing, but you don't think you're good enough at it? Because my guides are like, they don't like it when I say stuff like that. Excuse me. So, I love singing for you. I would love you to look at human resources. I think that is for you to have a solid job for a while. And I think you have one now, but I don't think it's doing anything for you. And you need a creative outlet. Singing is great for you. It's also actually very good for sort of aligning oneself. I do it. I sing all the time. Admittedly, my neighbors have gotten up a petition to stop that. But I was a professional singer for 20 years. Actually, I'm about to be again. Well, we've got about 5 minutes, so we can look a little more into this. What's a question that you would just, without thinking, ask me any question off the top of your head, but don't think about it. No calculus.
Does it have to involve me? Or can it involve my kids?
Oh, of course it can involve your kids. You got 3 of them?
I have 2.
You're going to have a third. Not today, not tomorrow, but you got a third one circling you. And they're really cute. They're really young. They're so cute.
No.
One is like 1.5 and one is 4 or 5.
I've got a 3-year-old and not a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old.
I should have gone with my gut instinct. Maybe it's because I heard a baby in the background. But, they're cute.
I guess my question would be, does their health improve?
Yeah, but they need a different environment. Have they both got asthma?
Yes.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Yeah. And your son has some breathing difficulties. They're so cute. I think that there's some mold in your house. Save up a tiny bit of money, not that much. Get somebody in to look at your air system. I think that's part of the problem. I can't give medical advice on the show because it's illegal. And although I'd like to meet a good-looking law enforcement officer, I don't want it to be while he's arresting me. Although if that's the only way, I'm going to go rob the 7-Eleven. Anyway, but the short answer I can give you is yes. I would also, the other thing I do is, your insurance does cover getting a second opinion. I would get a second opinion in both children. I'm a doctor's daughter. First thing he would always tell me if I got a diagnosis that I was like, really? He was like, get a second opinion. Get a second opinion. I want you to take them both to see 2 more doctors, if that's okay. Or 1 more doctor, whatever the pediatrician is you see. I think that's great. But err on the side of safety and take them both to see another pediatrician as well. Get a second opinion. Got another question?
Okay.
And your boy is very sensitive as well as being delicate. That's the other thing I'll say. He's a very sensitive person. Does he have a lot of allergies? Allergies to things?
He's got just seasonal allergies.
Yeah. Tell him I feel for him. But he's a very your daughter's more of a go-getter. Your son is a little more reserved and sensitive, quieter. Is that correct?
Very much so.
Yeah, very much so.
My daughter, I feel like, is going to be the one that makes me bald.
I was going to say takes over the world, but makes you bald. Let's hope that doesn't happen, because what I sense is you're very cute, and I think you've got great hair. So let's have you keep it. Our hair is important. All right, darling. The other thing, boy, your daughter's a hellraiser. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. No offense, but I'm glad she's not my kid, because all you do all day is run around after her, going, put them down, pick that up, stop that, don't do that, help, police, fire. She's very smart. Both of your kids you got some smart kids there. I hope that somebody in your school system is noticing that you have gifted children, because you got some gifted children there.
That's good to know. I'm about to actually enroll them back into public school, so
make sure that they're in the AP program or the gifted program. Your daughter's going to test very high sister, daughter. One of them is going to test very high verbally, and one of them is going to test very high in math and science. I'm not sure which is which, but I think your daughter is the one. I'm not sure which is which, but have them tested. I think it's free. Get them into the gifted program, and they're going to be fine. Just get a second opinion. Okay, my love? It's the end of the show, so I got to go, but I'm very, very, very glad I met you.
Mom,
and I want your kids to be great, so they'll be in my prayers, basically, whatever those are.
Thank you.
Take care, dear. Good night, everybody. I'm Peri Lyons. Oh, what were you going to say? What, dear? Oops. Okay. I'm Peri Lyons, New York City celebrity psychic. I'm on Moonstruck TV. If you're watching, that's where we are. Hello. Hello. I can see you. I can see you. Or if you're listening, we're on A1R Radio. And I'm here every Wednesday live, which certainly beats the alternative, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love my cherished ducklings. Come back soon.